Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my WWE Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view review, results and reactions. Anyway guys, let's get into the review. So the first match we got is Neville taking on Curt on the pre-show for the Cruiserweight Championship, and the winner of this match was Neville via pinfall. Toward the end of the match, Curt got hung up on the top rope. Neville kicked the top rope, Curt came down, and basically Neville ended it with a kick right to the midsection, and he got the 1, 2, 3, and I thought that this was a very bad way to end the match. I thought that maybe Neville should have delivered, I don't know, maybe tapped out Curt with the Rings of Saturn, or maybe delivered the, delivered his finishing move. I forgot his finishing move, but, delivered his finishing move to Curt, and I really thought that that should have happened, but it did not, and I just thought that was a very bad way for Neville to win in this match, but Neville does get the win over Curt, and he retains his Cruiserweight Championship. Now, the first match on the main card, we have Seth Rollins taking on Bray Wyatt, and the winner of this match was Bray Wyatt via pinfall. Toward the end of the match, Bray Wyatt went out of the ring a number of times. Seth Rollins tried to pull Bray Wyatt back into the ring via his hair. Bray Wyatt, in return, gave Seth Rollins an eye rake. Bray Wyatt went back into the ring, and Seth Rollins went right into him, and Bray Wyatt delivered the Sister Abigail to get the 1, 2, 3 and get the win over Seth Rollins. This was a pretty decent match to start off the show. Not the best, not the worst match, but again, a decent match to start off the show. And, yeah, I really thought Seth Rollins was going to get the win over Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt actually does get the win. So, there you go. Bray Wyatt gets the win over Seth Rollins. Next match was Enzo Amore taking on Big Cass, and the winner's match was Big Cass via pinfall. Big Cass was dominating Enzo. From when the bell rang, he was just ragdolling him to the corners and all this kind of stuff. You know, Enzo just couldn't really get a lot of offense in. He got some, but not much. And then Cass ended it off with a big boot, and that was what ended the match. I really thought Big Cass looked really good here. You know, he's kind of ragdolling Enzo, kind of making Enzo look like the sympathetic babyface who should be, you know, getting sympathy. And then it makes Big Cass look like this huge giant, kind of like the Big Show and Mark Henry, who's absolutely dominating these smaller guys, kind of throwing them around and all this kind of stuff. And Big Cass gets the win, and he really did look like a heel. He was screaming at Enzo and all this kind of stuff. And I really thought, you know, Enzo didn't really get a lot of offense in, which I don't like. But you know what? Big Cass wins the match. It was pretty predictable, and Cass wins the match. Next match was Cesaro and Sheamus taking on the Hardy Boys in an Iron Man match for the tag team titles. And this match was probably one of the matches of the night. I really thought this was probably top 3 match of the night, or top 2 match of the night. And, you know, it was a pretty decent match. There was a lot of near falls I really like. And, you know, I really liked how they started the match with Cesaro creating a distraction and Sheamus delivering a bro kick to Matt Hardy to get the 1, 2, 3 and to get to go up 1-0. I really thought that was a pretty good thing to do. I really thought that was great because it establishes Sheamus and Cesaro as a heel, and it kind of establishes the Hardy Boys as trying to chase that to win the match, trying to chase Cesaro and Sheamus to get that extra 1 fall. And Cesaro and Sheamus won 4-3. Basically, toward the end of the match, Jeff Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb on Sheamus, was going to go for the pin, but then Cesaro went in, and I believe he might have grabbed Jeff Hardy's pants and kind of hooked the pants. I'm not completely sure, but it was a 1, 2, 3, and Cesaro and Sheamus won up 4-3, and then Jeff Hardy chased Cesaro, and he got him back in the ring, and he delivered the Twist of Fate. But by then it was too late, and Cesaro and Sheamus retained their tag team titles, and they win the Iron Man match 4-3. Next match was Alexa Bliss taking on Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And toward the end of the match, what happened was basically I think Sasha Banks might have thrown Alexa Bliss out of the ring, and Alexa Bliss got intentionally counted out, meaning that Sasha Bliss won via countout, but Alexa Bliss retained. And I didn't really like that kind of fact, that kind of aspect. I knew it kind of established Alexa as a heel, but then again, I just think this match could have been so much more. And just in my opinion, because both of these women are very, very talented, and I really think they could have done more in this match. But you know what? You know, it's pretty. It was a decent match. And then at the end of the match, after Bliss was going up the ramp, Sasha Banks attacked Alexa Bliss, I kind of saw a little bit of heel in Sasha Banks doing that. She kind of attacked Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss was originally going to deliver a DDT on the announce table. It seemed like that, but then Sasha Banks threw Alexa Bliss to the ground, and she delivered the double knees, which looked really brutal. On the outside, looked brutal, and Alexa Bliss was bloody after this match. And I almost forgot to say, Matt Hardy was also bloody during their match. Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy got bloody toward the end, and I really thought we got a lot of blood tonight, which I'm really liking. I hope WWE can go to TB14 and we can actually get some more great content. But anyway, Alexa Bliss wins. She retains via countout, but Sasha Banks does win the match via countout. And that's how the match ended. I expected more from these women, but you know what? It was a pretty decent match, not gonna lie. Next match was The Miz taking on Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. And then toward the end of the match, what happened was basically Dean Ambrose, I believe, got distracted by the Miz Taraj. At the beginning of the match, Dean Ambrose attacked Curtis Axel, then he went after Bo Dallas, trying to take them out of the equation. Dean Ambrose, though, the distractions were too much, as the Miz, at the end of the match, nailed a skull-crushing finale to beat Dean Ambrose and retain his Intercontinental title. And, this establishes The Miz as a heel because, he's got help. And, establishes Dean Ambrose as the face, trying to go after the Intercontinental title. But this feud has been going on for way too long. Let The Miz challenge somebody else. Give maybe Curt Hawkins, give him a chance, or give Apollo Crews a chance. Give him something. Give them something, because they're not doing anything on Raw. Give them a title shot, or let them earn an Intercontinental title match. Maybe do a triple threat, or a fatal four-way with Heath Slater, The Miz, Curt Hawkins, and Heath Slater. Give them something to do on TV. Have that for SummerSlam. I think that would be really cool. Give some of the guys some TV time, and also give them a chance to be legitimate and dethrone The Miz. But anyway, The Miz wins and retains his Intercontinental title. This was match of the night. Roman Reigns taking on Braun Strowman in the ambulance match. This was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. What happened? Braun Strowman won. He threw Reigns in the ambulance. But what happened after the match was what everybody was talking about. We will get to that in a little bit, eventually. But Braun Strowman was dominating out of the gate. He was basically ragdolling Roman Reigns. And then Reigns ended up coming in with a chair and basically trying to destroy Braun Strowman's surgically repaired arm. But Strowman was just taking chair shots after that. He was absolutely ragdolling Roman Reigns. But, Reigns was he drove Braun Strowman through the screen on the set, the electronic screen, which I thought was a pretty decent spot. It was pretty cool. Reigns almost actually hit his head on the ambulance door. He was a couple inches away, but that did not happen. But toward the end of the match, I think Braun Strowman tried to shove Roman Reigns in the ambulance, and Reigns gave Strowman a Superman punch. Strowman was leaning on the ambulance. Reigns trying to go for a spear, but then Braun Strowman sidestepped him. He opened the other door. Reigns went in the ambulance, and Strowman closed the doors, and that was it. But then after the match, Reigns got out. He attacked Braun Strowman. I see a little bit of heel in Roman Reigns too doing that. I think that he could be a great heel, Roman Reigns. Excuse me. So basically what happened was he shoved Braun Strowman in the ambulance, and basically Reigns threw the driver out. He took the wheel, and he ended up eventually driving the back of the ambulance, crushed it into a semi-truck, which, oh my goodness, that spot looked brutal. I actually thought it was real, which is kind of stupid to say, but I actually thought that was pretty real. But, you know, that was a decent spot that kind of established maybe Roman Reigns as a heel. But, you know, it was pretty solid match. I really loved it. Match of the night, definitely, by far. And the winner of this match was Braun Strowman. But, of course, Roman Reigns drove the back of the ambulance into a semi-truck. Now, the next match was Heath Slater taking on Curt Hawkins. And the winner of this match was Heath Slater. I don't need to talk about it much. Because all the match was basically off camera. Because they were trying to get the ambulance door open, trying to get Strowman out. You know, I just hate filler matches on pay-per-views. I do not like them. I really don't like them. Just get to the main event. But anyway, Heath Slater wins this match. Oh my goodness, it wasn't even good. But then at the end of the match ended off camera with Heath Slater winning the match, and then eventually Strowman came out of the ambulance. I think his eye was bloody, his arm was a little bit bloody, and all this kind of stuff. And then he said, like, leave me alone to the ambulance, to the medical personnel, which I thought was really cool. And, yeah, Heath Slater won this match. I hate filler matches on pay-per-views. Now, the final match of the night was Brock Lesnar taking on Samoa Joe for the WWE Universal Championship. And I didn't really like this match, honestly. I thought this match could have been a lot more. I thought this could have been the match of the night, as I said before. This match was a disappointment to me. Samoa Joe attacked Brock Lesnar after when Paul Heyman was announcing Brock Lesnar. Samoa Joe attacked Brock Lesnar, put him through an announce table, which I thought was a pretty cool spot. And then basically Joe got some offense in. Brock Lesnar got some offense in, but Joe basically took control of the match. He tried to do the coquina clutch a couple times, tried to lock it in. Did not really go. And Brock Lesnar nailed Samoa Joe with an F5 to win the match. And I thought this match could have been a lot more. I didn't like the finish of this match. I thought it could have been so much more. But yet, it just wasn't that. And Samoa Joe loses and Brock Lesnar retains his Universal Championship. Guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, try to smash a like. Let's try to smash 5 likes. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. By the way, 1,500 views on the Great Balls of Fire live stream. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate every single one of you. And anyway, guys, peace.